Welcome to this evening's live stream. I'm hoping you can hear me. I have reset up my computer slightly, so I may actually be missing a few features that I normally tend to have. But if you can hear me, let me know down in the comments so I know you can hear me. And yes, TJ, hopefully no blue screen this week because I've rebuilt my machine. So yeah, let me know. How's everyone's Sunday going? I hope you've all enjoyed your weekend or what's left to it or what's to come. And yeah, we're going to jump in just a second. I'm just trying to sort a few things out in the background while we're doing this. I am streaming across other platforms as well. So if you want to join me somewhere else on another platform that you prefer, you're more than welcome to do so. I am currently in the process of trying to get TikTok working, but it's being a bit of a pain. So we will, yeah, if I get distracted for a second. We've got a few things that we're going to be talking about today. So we have, let's see, what do we have? We have the USW WAN. We have the XG Pro switches that have been released. We have a whole bunch of, we had a whole month that's passed, so April has already gone by. So as we've done over the past few months, since probably December, we start going over the monthly releases to see what there is and what we've missed, if we've missed anything, if we've not. But yeah, we'll take a look at some of those. And then any Q&As really that we can jump into. So yeah, let's start with I guess the comments. So hey Cyber Army, hello from Germany. How are you? And Albert, good evening. How's it going? Yeah, it's yeah, sorry. Slightly sidetracked by something else. Hey TJ, so AIPTZ that's been leaked on Reddit. So I don't really know too much about the AIPTZ. I don't know if you saw a video that Chris over at Crosstalk Solutions did. He did. If I so I don't know if all my buttons are working because, like I said, I've rebuilt my machine. So I'm hoping this is still going to be working. So if I just go to YouTube, actually before I share my screen out, let me make sure everything is in order. So youtube.com. Let's go. So yeah, here it is. So we don't want the audio. Hopefully you aren't doing that. So let me just share this out. So I'm sure you guys have all seen it, or if you haven't seen it. So this is the video that Chris did. And if I scroll in somewhere here, so that's the, if you haven't seen it already, or if you've not seen it on Reddit, that's the AIPTZ that he'd mentioned. So I don't know too much about it other than the name of it. So I can't say I have it yet, but hopefully it's something that might be on the way if it is, and if it's being released anytime soon. So hopefully we'll find out a bit more about that in the coming weeks. So I think he showed it in a white color, and I think when he showed it, yeah, so there's a black color there as well. So it looks like it's going to be that's the only thing I probably could tell you at this point, because that's all I know, is it's going to be available in 2 different colors. So that's there for when that comes out. So that should be, the current PTZ only comes in a black color, and I say the current G4 PTZ only comes in a black color. And looking at that size, it looks like the same size as the G4 PTZ. The G5 PTZ does come in both colors. That comes in both black and white, as it seems to be a common theme across all their products that they've got now are coming in 2 different colors. So always good to have these options. All clear? Yeah, good. Hopefully the audio is all good on that side. Let's go back. Okay, let's make sure these are all working. So let's jump across to my computer again. Let's see what we've released recently. So in terms of videos, we have a few that we've released. I think it's been probably maybe a couple of weeks since I did a stream. Let's have a quick look actually. Let's go to lives. 13 days ago, yeah. So it's been 2 weeks since I last did a live. So I'm getting a bit more consistent. Hopefully I'm hoping I can do one next week and we can start getting back into a weekly process of doing these live streams, because it's always fun to come and chat to you guys and tell you about if I know anything about any new Ubiquiti things, or if you just want a sounding board, or if there's any questions, you can bring them across. So we have the buyer's guide. So good video if you're a first-time buyer looking to buy a unified gateway and you're not sure what to buy. So I did one of these probably back in September, October time, and it was well received. People found it a lot useful. So yeah, we definitely got another one of these, and including the new gateways that are there. So you probably saw the image of the post that I put of the 5 different gateways or 6 different gateways that I had. So these are all the compact gateways that I have at the moment. And yeah, it's kind of just showing you what's going on there and talking about all the differences between them. I'm sure a lot of you already have your gateways that you have, but it's there if anybody ever asks you any questions, well, you know that's right there for them to have a look at. We then moved to an Armada video that I did. So this was a first look at the TP-Link Armada Cloud Essentials with 2.5 gig and Wi-Fi 7 networks, I should say. We then had the final announcement of the final release of the Ubiquiti Pro XG. Now, a lot of people had been making, I'd say, a reasonable amount of noise on Reddit and all the other platforms, social platforms, saying when are they releasing it. So first it was March, then it was April, and we're getting towards the end of April, and people were getting a bit, I guess, itchy as to when it was coming out. So it's finally here. That's the 10 port. 24 port and 48 port, and we'll talk about those in just a few moments. And I have the 10 port right next to me here, so we can have a little chat about that and have a little look at it as well, hopefully. And then the latest video is Unify Network 9.1. So if you haven't seen that already, go and check it out. There's some really cool new features coming, especially things for traffic flows and analyzing your traffic and QoS. And if you ever have multiple WAN ports, then more than 2, I should say. So if you have 5 or 6 different internet connections coming in, you can now have up to 8 WAN ports. So go and check that out if you want to see what those are, what the differences are between them, and what's new in there. So those are my latest videos at the moment. In terms of this coming week, there is going to be another video. I'm not quite sure what that video is going to look like yet, but yeah, we'll cover that next week, hopefully, once I've released a video. In terms of upcoming events, Unify World Conference. So this is now less than 2 weeks away. No, more than 2 weeks away. Just over 2 weeks away. Depending on where you're going, if you're going to Mexico or Brazil, it's less than that. It's 10 days, 9 days away. So looking forward to this definitely. I'm just going to drop back to the comments quickly. I'm not quite sure why this is, as I mentioned, like the setup is not done properly. So I'm not sure why the chat is displayed like that. So give me 1 second. I'm just trying to figure this out on the fly. This is not a good idea. Never a good idea to do this on live, but I want to make sure you guys have and you can see everything. So let me just, is that going to work? Is that not going to work? What are we looking at? Am I spending too much time doing this? Sorry, bear with me. Let me just get this working. Otherwise, there we go. We've got something. I don't know why the other one's stuck there though, for some reason. I'm not sure. If I go to the top down, yeah, I'm not quite sure why that one's stuck there, and I keep going to the intro page even though you don't want. So I'm going to leave the. I don't know why on this side the comments they just seem to be stuck. So I'm going to try and move them out the way so they're out the way. There we go, and then there we go. Now you can actually see what's being said, I guess. And if we scroll back to some of the comments. So, hey, Inside Wireman, I'll see you at the Unify World Tour. Yep, so I am going to be there in London, so come and say hello, introduce yourselves. I'm not going to have any idea who you are. You've all seen my faces, or my face, but I've not seen any of yours. So do come across and introduce yourself, say hello, and yeah, I'm sure we can have a quick chat. So I'm sure there'll be a bit of time for that throughout the day. And just bear with me, that should be popping up as well. I can see it popping. Oh, this is bugging me. Right. Sorry, there's one more thing that's not working. This is so I did say to I did say to a friend of mine that I'm doing this live, so I apologize that this isn't as smooth as it normally is. It will be next time, but I would rather have this a little bit up and down. Okay, I've like completely screwed it up now. Oh, this is fun. Maybe I should just show you what I'm doing here, because it'll probably be a bit better than what you're seeing at the moment. So that's that one. Okay, so if I click on this now, we should see this pop up. Right, that's that one working. Now we need to get the chat back working again. So that is completely not the way it's supposed to be. So I don't think you want to see all the comments over my face. So I'm hoping I'm not losing viewers because of this, but I'm hoping you guys will be patient just for another 30 seconds, because I think I'm done. Right, there we go. So that's the way it's supposed to be. So let's jump on. So only just upgraded to 2.5 gig in my house, and now Unify bring out 10 gig. So it's going to be something that's going to be moving thick and fast, I think. Moving to 10 gig, I think a lot of people will be, they'll be moving across to 10 gig quite quickly. I would probably say 2.5 gig is definitely adequate for a general household, unless you have some very high throughput or very high throughput requirements that you have. I don't think you're going to need 10 gig. Obviously, that being said, I do have 10 gig in my house. If the option is there to have 10 gig, then, well, why not? If you do have the, I guess, the liquid to go off and buy 10 gig and upgrade everything to 10 gig, then, yeah, go ahead and do it. It might be worthwhile for you. You must be running some serious lab there. So we have some eyes and we have some TP-Link is banned here. Yes, as you can see, there wasn't a lot of views compared to my general Ubiquiti videos, which is generally what's expected because that's what I cover generally. And I said generally way too much. So as you probably noticed in some of my videos too. TJ, I thought I recognized the name, Facebook group admin. Yeah, so TJ is your guy for any, if you're based out in the UK, TJ is your guy. He's your hookup for any Ubiquiti gear. He's always got some stuff, so give him a shout if you're looking for something specific. If you can't get hold of it from Ubiquiti or you're looking for something secondhand, then yeah, go ahead and give him a shout. And yeah, tell him he's got a 10% discount code. Just quote Inside Wire. So yeah, go ahead and see that. I've seen a lot of people moaning about the mounting system of the new G6 turret. Is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? No, it's not. Okay, so if I remember when I first mounted it, it was a little bit fiddly initially. But once I'd mounted it once and I've taken it off and put it on a couple of times again to do a few more tests, it really wasn't that difficult. It's quite straightforward. You might think it's just one screw holding it together, but I mean, actually, if you actually try and move it, it's rock solid. It doesn't come up. And it doesn't come off, should I say? And I think I've heard a couple of people say that it's quite used among quite commonly used among other cameras, which I've not seen before, but it's quite commonly used among other cameras. So I guess there's got to be some industry standard behind it. Let's have a look what we got next. So I think there's just some comments in here. Do you reckon we'll get any free stuff like last time? Are you talking about the UWC? If so, I'm hoping so, because I didn't get to go to the last one. So I'm actually hoping they will give something this time. What it will be, I'm not sure. At the very least, I think they asked for your t-shirt size when you signed up. So at the very least, I'm kind of hoping that we at least get a t-shirt out of it, if anything. But free hardware is always good. So quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure someone said at one they gave away some Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 7 access points. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm sure I heard someone say it, but I might be wrong. Hello, you have all the equipment and your live stream, your live speed is 720p. Right. I will be honest with you. This morning, I bit the bullet and I rebuilt my machine. I don't know if you've joined my streams before, but my machine kept crashing out halfway through. And the fact that I stream to multiple platforms is not a headache, but I think something was crashing, whether it was a plugin I was using with the chat or whatever it was, something was crashing my machine. So I rebuilt my machine and I literally just got it up and running just now. So everything is not perfect. The settings are not perfect. I just wanted to get on and stream at this point. So I'm hoping by the time you join me again next week, it'll be a little bit more polished, to say the least. So yeah, I mean, come back next week, and if it's still 720p, it should be 1080p. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm streaming out at, but I will have a look at the settings to be sure. Where are we? General, output, video. Oh yeah, you're right. It is output scaled to 720p. Ooh, I didn't see that one. So if you have a look, let me show you, just because, just for clarity, I guess. So this is the OBS output, and yeah, you're right. It is 720p. I will change this just for you to 1080p. So when you come back next week, you'll be able to see me in even more clarity. So who knows? Maybe one day, if YouTube are able and other platforms are able to increase the latency, so the delay between me talking and you hearing is low on 4K, then I'd be happy to even stream in 4K too, because I have a gigabit upload speed. So I'm sure I could definitely handle that. My PC, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. Given that it was, given the fact that it kept crashing, well, who knows? Who knows if it would handle it or not. So 10% you wish, but I'm sure. Well, I'm bringing you business, so okay. So maybe my cut should be 10%. So maybe you can charge them a little bit extra, and then deal me in. So what we got here? U7 Pro was handed out. Which so was that last year, or was that or am I just making that up? Was that a different event? So anyway, let's go back to some of the talking points that I have. If you haven't seen it before, I'm just going to go back to my computer, and I think I searched this just before, so I made sure I could find it. Unify integrator. That's it. Unify professional integrator. So if you guys haven't seen this before, this is something Ubiquiti announced a little while back. And it's basically the professional integrators program. It costs you $1,000 a year, which you might think is a lot, but there is a reasonable amount that you get out of this. So you have some live webinar training. So there's some trainings actually coming up. So Tuesday, the 6th of May, which is on this Tuesday. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to join that one to have a little listen in. So maybe I can give you some feedback off that maybe next week. We have the 4th of June, which they're going to be covering building a robust AI-centric physical security system. Then we have Thursday, the 10th of July, where they're scaling and protecting your network with Unify routing and switching. So you have the training webinars, you have ambassador access, which allows you email access to a Ubiquiti ambassador for any questions about logistics and offerings. And then you have 10 phone access to the professional site system. I think that is limited to 10, and that says it in very fine print down here. So you're limited to 10 calls at the T2 level, T2 instance, which I think is obviously a slightly quicker response than your general one. So this is advantageous for those who are MSPs or integrate a lot of hardware and need that support as and when they might need it. Currently only available in the US, Canada, EU, and the UK. So if there is anybody listening from another part of the world that doesn't have it, unfortunately, you don't have access to it yet. But I'm sure they'll be adding more countries in soon. Yep, definitely, TJ. It's a deal. So last year's UWC was a good day. I hope they have some more tech on show this time. Hopefully. I'm kind of hoping they will, actually. It'll be good to see what they do have. Obviously, those who do attend generally are told to not keep hush, but keep it under wraps what they've seen. And I think I remember last time there was a load of stuff that got leaked to Reddit and then it got deleted. There is probably still some remnants out there, but yeah, you can go and check that out. So who knows what's going to get leaked this time, but we might even find out before the one that happens in the UK. Have you done any Ubiquiti training courses through Foregone, whoever else does it? No, I haven't, to be honest. Everything is pretty much self-taught. I'm very fortunate to have a lot of stuff sent to me, so it's not easier. I guess the networking fundamentals have been there for quite a while. So I did my CCNA many years ago, so I have the fundamentals that I knew just there, and then you sort of start building up on your you start building up by playing with the hardware and obviously doing some installs and getting real world, I guess, insight. So I haven't done it. No. They do a PC build. Yeah. Some instances they might actually do PC building because I might need help with that. But I did have another issue when I built my machine, but I'll leave that one to the side for now. I won't talk about that one just yet. Got my USW Pro XG10 in this week and I love it. Yep, I have mine right here. So we'll talk about that in just a few moments. It's quite heavy actually, as you would probably expect it to be. There's a reasonable amount of power in there, but it's the USW Pro XG switches are obviously really good. They're mainly 10 gig, so the 10 port is the only one that has full 10 gig, and then the 24 and 48 port have. Now I'm going to quote. No, I'm just going to have a look. It'll be easier rather than talking to it. So let's go to store.ui. store.ui.com. So these are and that obviously lead us nicely into talking about some of these items too. So these are the three that have come about. So we have the Pro XG10 PoE. That is the one that has, actually, you know what? I just realized I'm talking on a live stream. Let me zoom in a bit so you can actually see what's going on. So this is the only one that has 10 gig ports on it, and that's PoE++++. That's 3 pluses for those that want to know, and that gives up to 90 watts worth of PoE power per port. That is. I'm hoping those P's didn't come through quite strongly on this, but yeah, that is per port. And then the 24 and 48 port are split like this, so 16 and 8 and 16. So 8 2.5 and 16 10, and then 16 2.5 and 32 10 gig ports. So it really depends what you need. The other difference between the two is you don't get all 10 gig ports on the other two, but you get 25 gig uplink ports too. That's definitely the advantage of something like that. So let's jump in and have a quick look. So we'll come back to the WAN switches in just a second. Let's have a look at what we got here. Sure. How's the rack build going? So I mentioned on a live stream a few weeks back that yes, I am rebuilding my rack. Yes, I am going to do a video on it. You'll be pleased to know the boxes have now moved from my studio to that room. So we're one step ahead. And who knows, maybe that might be the video that comes this week. So definitely one to keep an eye out for. So I have a whole new bunch of accessories and a whole new bunch of hardware that I want to get installed. I was waiting for the Pro XG switch. It has arrived. So I don't think I really have any more excuses anymore. So I need to get that installed. Hey Clay, so if you guys haven't already, if you don't know Clay's over at DPC Technology. He does some great Unify content as well, so go ahead and give him a check out and go ahead and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already as well. He's another one of the top Ubiquiti creators that are out there who are always one of the go-tos for anything Ubiquiti. So go ahead and check him out. What's your favorite new gear of Unify of 2025? This is... That's definitely a big question. I wish there was a place on their website where you could just go and see everything they've released recently. But for me, to be able to do that, I kind of have to go to YouTube and have a look at my recent videos to see everything that they've released, because there's just been so much that they've brought over the last, I guess since like October, it's just been relentless. It's interesting, you search Ubiquiti into YouTube and the first video that comes up is Short Circuit, not Ubiquiti's channel. So let's have a look. So Moonraker says, without doubt, the XG and XGS APs definitely one of my favorites. I think I'm gonna. You're really pushing me out. So I'm gonna say the Cloud Gateway Fiber. That's probably, it's not one I'm using at the moment, but that's probably my favorite product of 2025 so far. Closely followed by the AI port AI key. Now that one I can't choose between. Obviously, it depends on whether you have Ubiquiti cameras or not. But the AI port and AI key is a real game changer for Unify Protect, especially with the integration. So yeah, I would probably go Cloud Gateway Fiber just because of its price point, its entry point, what it can do. It's just a well versatile gateway, which is why it's probably sold out all the time. But that's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, that's a really tough choice. So I guess, well, I'm sure some of you might have already answered already, but what do you guys think? What's your favorite release of so far of 2025? What's your favorite product that you have or you want to get? Just recently got the 10 gig fiber in my internet home. What Ubiquiti equipment would you recommend? So I was just saying what gateway. So depending on whether you want a rack mount or not rack mount, I have a video. I said it at the start. I have a video based on choosing the correct gateway of 2025, and I go through all the settings, all the different types you can buy, and what you would buy when, basically. So you can go and check that out. If you have 10 gig internet, if you want to get the full throughput let me just bring up this. So let's just bring up my computer monitor. It'll be easier at this point. So if you want to get the full throughput of the 10 gig with IPS and RDS enabled, you're going to be looking at the Enterprise Fortress Gateway. Now, obviously, that's very alarming when you first look at that. You're thinking $2,000 for a gateway. Unless that's not a big deal for you, then yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to buy it. My affiliate link's down in the description if you do decide to buy it. Every little helps to this channel, so I'll be very appreciative if you buy anything really from it. And then we have the rack mounted options of the UDM Pro, Pro Max, and the Dream Machine Special Edition. But if you're looking for something a little bit more compact, we have the Cloud Gateway Fiber, which is down here. Now this will only give you a maximum of 5 gig in terms of throughput with IPS and RDS enabled. You have to be very quick to get your hands on one of these. They tend to sell out quite quickly. Every now and then you might see a post from me on Facebook, excuse me, which basically says it's in stock, go ahead and get it. So, I mean, yeah, and there's a Discord group which has Ubiquiti stock alerts, so you can go and check out that Discord group as well. But this is definitely something you might want to check out. It has the 10 gig PoE, 10 gig PoE. It has a 10 gig WAN port, 10 gig, which is Ethernet. It has a 10 gig WAN port SFP plus, and it has a 10 gig WAN port for LAN as well. So this gives you 5 gig worth of IPS and RDS throughput. Now, if you don't enable it, you're probably going to get the 10 gig anyway. And I think I saw I want to say I saw a review of someone getting more than 5 gig with IPS and RDS enabled. But I think it just depends how much you're running on your network. So definitely a starting point with this, unless you want to push the budget out and go straight to an Enterprise Fortress Gateway to get the full throughput. Right. Yeah, good choice, definitely. Like I said, the XG and the XGS. I'm hopeful for a new AI doorbell. I think a lot of people are going to be saying a doorbell. I think even we're banging at the door saying, when's the doorbell? When's the doorbell? Where's the doorbell? So I'm hoping something's going to be coming soon, or if not, I'm hoping we will see something at the UWC, which unfortunately I won't be able to tell you about. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on the internet. Some people might leak some stuff out there, so you might see it. How loud are the fans on the Pro XUS 10 port? So I did a test in my video. I think it was down to about 35 decibels when it was idle. I only had one machine plugged into it. Obviously, when it boots up initially, it sounds like a jet, and maybe I might do it live, he says. So I might try and do that live and give it a boot, and you can hear how loud it is. It does sound like a jet's taking off, but it soon quietens down after a couple of minutes. Once it's gone through its initial boot cycle, it went down to about 33 decibels, and the day was quite warm in the room. I only had one device plugged into it at that point, but it was quite a cool day. And yeah, that was while I was doing all my testing and throughput testing. Sorry, 2 devices. While I was doing all my throughput testing and everything like that. So in terms of the noise, I don't think it was too bad. Sorry, excuse me. And I think, yeah, I mean, in terms of the fans, I don't think it's actually that, I don't think they're that loud. I think it might even be quieter than some of the other switches out there. I think everyone is dying for that new doorbell. Yep. Yeah. So as we mentioned, I think everybody wants that new doorbell. They they definitely want that. Regarding the 10 gig Ethernet adapter, will the adapter work with USB-C 3.2 but at a reduced rate? So I plugged it into an Intel NUC, which is, I think it's USB 3.2, and it didn't pick up, and neither did I get any power, but I didn't dive any further into it. I'm guessing not, because it does say USB 4, Thunderbolt 3, Thunderbolt 4, and it does work with Thunderbolt 5 as well. So I'm guessing it probably isn't going to be the case, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to work on USB 3.2. So the Ubiquiti guy, the guy on the Ubiquiti chat said it will work with USB 3.2. Sorry if I'm just reading the rest of it now. I kind of jumped into an answer without reading it all. Okay, interesting. There you go. So Clay over at DPC saying the same thing. So sales and stock says Cloud Gateway Fiber has to be it. I'm running it at home. So yeah, he's replaced his Enterprise Fortress Gateway, UDM Pro Max, whatever he was running previously, and Cloud Gateway Fiber. And if you're not using the NVR, you have a separate NVR, there's no need to keep the UDM Pro Max or anything like that in there, because you have another device running that for you. You just want this to run your routing and switching. So, or routing for that matter. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really good gateway. Unified Cloud Gateway Fiber was a game changer for my 1 gig symmetrical PPPoE internet. I now get close. UDM-SC would only get 500 to 600. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So anybody that has a similar sort of line out there that's looking to know what the speed settings are like, then there you go. It's definitely an improvement on the Cloud Gateway Fiber. The USW Pro 10 PoE is super quiet, running at 50 degrees. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, I found it ran relatively quiet. I almost want to say it was quieter than my Pro Max switch that I have set up, but I haven't pulled that one out yet. So I can't say for sure what they are like side by side. I really need to upgrade my Cloud Gateway Ultra. It's a bottleneck. My internet speed when I have intrusion detection on. What sort of internet speed do you have at the moment? I'm guessing you have more than, is it 1.5 gig, or did they upgrade that to 2.3 gig? Cloud Gateway Ultra. I think it only has gigabit ports on it. No, it has 2.5 gigabit WAN. IPS, RDS. I think it's limited to a gig, if I'm not mistaken. Tech specs. Yeah, IPS and RDS, but 1 gig. So it's limited to 1 gig. Yeah, so I'm guessing you have more than a gig connectivity. So going back to the USW XG Pro switch that I said I was going to show you. So, all right, let's see how this works. Let's see if I have this set up correctly. So you should be able to see that right there. So this is the 10 port right here. So we have the LCM display that we normally come to see on all the devices. So this is a 0.96 inch, I want to say. And then we have 10 10 gig PoE plus ports. And I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm hoping that's going to focus in just a second. There you go. So there's 10 gig ports worth of PoE plus, and then the two 10 gig SFP plus ports on the side. So just like most of the other, I guess, higher end switches, on the back is where it really differs slightly. So we have, and I'm holding this the wrong way around, so a lot of people might not be happy with this, but we have the connector on the side here, so for the power, and then we have the 4 fans. So we have two intakes and 2 exhausts. And then we have the RPS connectivity. So for the redundant power supply, for those that don't know, obviously Ubiquiti only have a single power supply. You can get a redundant power supply that can plug into here if you want to set that up. So this is actually quite weighty for a 10-port switch. But like I said, the power that we have in there, it's not surprising. So yeah, keep an eye out for that rack video that's going to be coming soon, I hope. Excuse me. He says, as he is trying to think when he's going to record it. Only one port is 2.5 gig. So live stream your new rack build. So I thought about this and I thought, oh, maybe I could. But then I thought, if I disconnect my internet, I can't live stream it. It's gone. So, and I'm not sure somebody will want to sit there for 3 to 4 hours, or you're more than welcome to and come and have a conversation with me. Sit there for 3 to 4 hours while I rebuild everything and make sure everything's right and it's recorded properly, etc., etc. I guess content creator problems is what I mentioned on a stream maybe a few weeks back, or it might have been previously, is you can't just unbox everything straight away. Or I don't anyway. Some people do. They unbox it and then put it back in the box and then undo their unboxing on the screen. I unbox it there and then in front of you, so everything is fresh from the factory so we can see. And I guess you can kind of get my impressions as they happen rather than I've already opened it. Here's my expression anyway. So I tend to unbox them live. I don't always, but things like rebuilding a rack is just I need to go set up my camera, make sure the lighting's okay, etc., etc., and then I can do everything and make sure the image looks adequate to be able to put on YouTube, I guess. So yeah, that's the world of content creator problems. But yeah, we move on. I have a Cloud Gateway Max with 4TB NVMe. Just waiting to decide on the G6 turret or the AI turret. G6 turret, AI turret. So I did a video on this, and I keep kind of referring back to the same thing. I did a video on this. But if you are still deciding what you want to buy, I did a Ubiquiti camera battle where I put the G5, G6, and AI cameras against each other. And if you want to see what that image is like, you can go and check that out. If I share this. Where are all the different chat windows? So if I put that one there, and if I put this one here, and then I go ahead and pasted it twice, so it doesn't help. There you go. That's that video if you want to go and check that video out. So yeah, that if you want to know more about that one, you can go and check that out. Can I connect my Ugreen 6800 NAS to the Pro to get the 10 gig speed? So as long as your NAS has a 10 gig Ethernet port, I don't see why not. And I guess speaking of which, as he disappears off camera, I have this little NAS box that I'm going to be reviewing. So this is a Ugreen NAS, and it does have a 10 gigabit port on it. So if you find out before I do, let me know. If not, once I've recorded this video, I'll be sure to let you know. And for those that want to know, that was the 4800 Plus. And I just realized I'm a little guy in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. So yeah, that was a Ugreen NAS. If you didn't see it, it's quite heavy. So this has the drives pre-populated in it. So yeah, you can imagine it's a little bit on the weighty side. So yeah, you should be able to get a 10 gig speed with that. That shouldn't be a problem. The G6 turret in black is delayed until July 2025. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that either. unless it says it on their website. I can't say I had a look at the G6 cameras, but oh yeah, it does. It does say July 2025 on it. So there you go for those that want to see. In black, it is yeah, July 2025. Let's have a look. Can you plug a PDU into a UPS, or is that a thing as daisy chaining surge protectors? Yeah, you could do. I don't see what. I mean, if you have the capacity, as long as you're not overloading the UPS, you should be fine. I don't see why that won't be an issue. But yeah, just make sure you're not overloading it. Whatever you are doing, there would be a reason there would be a limited amount of plugs on the UPS. So yeah, just make sure you're not overloading it. So there's no reason why you can't. But yeah, I can't say what would happen to all the devices if something happened to that one plug. But yeah, definitely that I can't see that being an issue. Unless I've misread your question. Nope, I don't think I have. The RPS provides backup power switches. Yep, it's basically a second power supply. So when people say there's no redundant power supply on these switches, that RPS is the answer to the redundant power supply. Helpful for places where there are a lot of electrical storms like Florida, Cuba, Bermuda. Yeah, in the UK, we don't really have that issue. We generally have grey skies and rain, so we don't have that issue generally. So I've got to say the G6 turret has shocked me at how good it is for the price. Only AI turrets due to the spotlights. Yeah, so in that video, as I mentioned, I do kind of cover what the advantages are of going to the AI turret. And yeah, you're right. The images are very similar, and the G6 turret is. I really did like the image of that. I think a lot of people would probably push to the AI turret if they wanted it for the color night vision and the spotlight, and the two-way audio. That would be your big advantages going that way. Use a backup ISP or a cellular backup. Easy way to stream. Disconnect your ISP. You guys really want me to stream, right? So I do have a second UDM Pro that I could plug my network connection in while I get everything set up. So yeah, I could do something like that, or like you said, use cellular backup. Yeah, let me know if you really want to see it live streamed. I don't think it would. Yeah, maybe I might. Let's see. Who knows? Maybe it's something I might just do on YouTube Shorts or TikTok Live, because it's a portrait video, because I'm in a very narrow area. So I don't think the live stream would work on a landscape model. But I'll have a look and I'll see what I can do. Right. Where is the G6 Pro camera? Well, good question. G6 Pro. So I guess to replace the G5 Pro, there isn't. I don't know what they would do with that in between. I think the G6 Pro is the AI series. I mean, it's the same chip. If they were to put in a better chip in it, then it's, well, why would you buy the AI series? I'm not saying it might not have been done before. They might put in a better chip in it, or a better sensor, I should say, rather than chip. So it's possible. It could happen. But I can tell you I don't have anything in terms of a G6 Pro at this point. So I don't know when and if that would come. So you would think they would complete the lineup, but what that looks like, I'm not quite sure yet. Because if they add in any features from the AI turret, then what's the advantage of the AI series? So yeah, that's one interesting one, I think. What tool are you using for the comment overlay? I ask because I produce live streams for a political commentary. So it's actually a really cool plugin, actually, and it's free, which is great. Which you don't see a lot of nowadays. So if you go to YouTube, if you go to Google and type in social stream ninja, Yeah, these guys right here. So Social Stream Ninja, they have this product where you can install on your machine, or you can use it as a browser extension. It's entirely up to you. And that just overlays the comments. So you have two different ones, as you probably, if you saw me at the start of the stream, I was fumbling to try and get it working. But you have two, basically. You have the comments that you see right next to me here, hopefully. So you have all these comments right here. And then when you basically click on a comment, it pops up down the bottom like this. So yeah, for anybody that streams that wants to know about that, yeah, I mean, go ahead and check it. I'm not even gonna Shutsies. Is that how you pronounce your name? Shutsies? Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry if I butchered your name or how that's said. So I apologize. But yeah, welcome to my other platform that I stream on. Yeah, make sure you hit that follow button. And yeah, get the viewers up on all the platforms. So if you don't already and you want to follow me on other platforms, I do try to stream to TikTok, which I will probably start doing next week because it requires a 25-minute stream first before I can stream on the desktop. So, hey, yeah, anyway, that's that's TikTok for you. You want to actually plug your PDU into the backup power, not the other way around. You want to plug your PDU into your backup power. Yeah, that would be the correct way. I think that's how I read it, unless I misunderstood it and it was the other way around. That way your PDU has a backup of power going up. So that's what I had in my mind. If I misread it, I apologize. But yeah, definitely want to make sure everything's plugged into your PDU. Sorry, into your power backup. So plug your PDU into your power backup. Time lapse of... Oh, I just skipped all the comments just there. We don't want to do that. A time lapse of the network rack would be preferable. Yeah, yeah, I can probably do something like that. I kind of have a bit of a weird situation in terms of I have two different racks, as you'll probably see when I release my video. So I had a 6U rack that I had many years ago, and obviously I've very much outgrown that very quickly. Thanks to Ubiquiti. That is not a complaint in any way, shape, or form. That is a very grateful thanks to Ubiquiti. So it's actually I have a 6U rack on the top of my wall, and then down at the bottom I have a 6U toolless rack, and I'm actually going to be installing a second 6U toolless rack. So maybe at some point, who knows, maybe I might be even more lucky and Ubiquiti might send me a 12U so I can replace it all out, or I might be lucky and they might send me a 42U. But at this point, I'm going to have to go with the toolless racks, which makes it a little bit easier in terms of putting the hardware in, I guess, and moving it around. Shout out live stream. What, like, just you just want me to shout out live stream? Like, I'm not quite sure. Oh, you just okay? Yeah, okay, fine. All right, I get you. So glad I ordered the G6s on launch day. Are they sold out already? I'm guessing you're talking about the G6 cameras. They are definitely. They're available in the US. I don't know about the UK, whether they're still available there or not. They're sold out in the UK. Yeah, so they're not available in the UK. EU store. That's generally the other one you can purchase it from. I know you guys can't see the screen at this point. It's available in the EU. So, but that was the turret. So I don't know if you're talking about the I don't know if you're talking about the other G6 camera. That was just the turret, so it might be the dome. Not the dome, sorry. I can't get my words out today, as you can tell. What's the other G6 camera? The turret. That's the one. No. The turret was the one. This is not a good stream. This is not going down well. You can probably see at this point how many takes it actually takes me to do my YouTube videos, given how much I'm like having to repeat what I'm saying. Where are we? But yeah, anyway, the other G6 camera. So let's have a look. Yes and no, you didn't butcher the name. Okay, that's good. That's good to know I didn't butcher the name. Ugreen NAS versus Synology NAS. Oof. So there's obviously been a lot of controversy with Synology at this point with their new 2025 series about only allowing the Synology drives on certain models. I think it is. If the more I haven't fully read about it just yet, but yeah, that's something that's out there. So it really depends. I've reviewed the Synology NAS a few times previously, but I haven't opened this one up yet. So I'm really, from what I've seen, some of the other reviewers out there, because there's loads out there already. The Ugreen NAS does look quite good. So I'm actually looking forward to testing that. So maybe ask me that one in a few weeks, and I might be able to give you a bit more of a better opinion on it. So if you have the UCG Ultra but can't upgrade the higher UCG model, is it possible to use the Gen 2 Cloud Key for Protect? There's no reason why you can't use it. So I think I had a question a little while back about using a cloud key with, using a cloud key with something else. There's no reason why you can't plug a cloud key into your network and run it alongside the UCG Ultra. So yeah, there's something definitely you can do. If you're thinking, you can even run, like, I wouldn't obviously recommend running network on both, but if you wanted to run protect on both, you can do. Just keep in mind you'd have to use something like Vantage Point to make sure you see all the cameras together. Otherwise, you would have two different logins and two different areas where you would be seeing the cameras. By logins, I mean the actual site itself. It'll be two different sites. I mean, shout out to do a live stream. Yeah, that's the problem. See, when I'm hidden behind a camera, I can polish things in post. If I'm doing it live, it's going to be an interesting view. That's for sure. The people have spoken. Yeah, it seems that way. Now I need to find a point where my little child is not screaming and my little toddler is not running around pulling all the cables. And yeah, okay, awesome, because the Ultra can't do, but yeah, so yeah, I'm thinking of the Max, which can. So the Ultra doesn't do Protect, you're right. So you can plug in the cloud key to run Unify Protect. That's not a problem. So where did we get to? I think how long have we been going for? Oh wow, that hour has flown very quickly. Let's talk about the let's talk about the USW WAN, because we haven't spoken about that yet. So this is another product that they've released recently, which is the USW WAN. They have two different models. They have an SFP Plus model and they have an RJ45 model. And what that basically means is linking two shadow mode devices for high availability. So the device itself has, let's have a look. Let's zoom in a little bit. So we have two 10 gig outputs just here, which it says output to redundant gateway and output to gateway. So you plug one into one gateway and one into another gateway. And then we have an input from an ISP. So this is a single input to an ISP that you can have set up just here. So if you have two Dream Machine Pro Maxes, for example, you can go and plug this in and have a failover from an ISP. You have two AC inputs at the back, so you can obviously go ahead and have redundant power in there. It's interesting that they didn't connect this one to the RPS and they've put two power supplies in there. So yeah, that was an interesting one for this one. There must be some sort of logical reason or design behind it as to why they've done it. And then we, as I mentioned, we have the SFP Plus version. So if you have SFP Plus cables, you can go and do that. And if we have a look at some of the images, which I'm sure are down here, tech specs, here we go, deployment, this is what I wanted to look at. So this is how you would set up with one ISP or two ISPs. So if you had a single ISP, you can imagine you get rid of the one on the right and you have the single ISP coming in and you connect it to your two gateways to get your shadow mode going. Now, if you had two ISPs, you have two of them coming in and then you can obviously connect them to both gateways as well. So I guess the question is, like, why would you buy it? and what's the reason for it. So it can be more of an aesthetics thing. I don't know. I don't have this device yet, so I don't know what extra it does. If it does any extras, I don't know if there's actually any reviews out there already. Oops, what did I do just there? I pressed something wrong. Right, 1 second. Let's go to youtube.com. I don't know if there's USW WAN. Oh, well, there's my video that I just spoke about it. I think this is just Cody talking about it as well. Yeah, so this guy's channel, I don't know, I've only seen a few of his videos, 777 or 444. If you write like really technical, in-depth, deep dives into Ubiquiti items, then you can go ahead and check this guy out. He's got some really in-depth tutorials that he does. I think, yeah, he has kind of, I hate adverts. So let's skip this. There we go. So you can see he has a single one right here, and he's then plugged into his 2 dual EFGs that he's got. And then, is it me, or has YouTube adverts just gone absolutely insane? And then he basically does a massive deep dive into it and what it does and how it works. And yeah, he goes really low level. So if you wanna check him out, go ahead. His channel name is 777 or 444. So yeah, go and check him out. But other than that, I don't think anyone has actually done a video on it yet. So yeah, I'm sure over the coming weeks, if I'm able to get my hands on one, I will bring you a video. But we'll wait and see. Are you kidding? No stress. Yeah, I mean, like if it is an option, and I need to try and get that 25 minutes on TikTok. So who knows? Maybe I might have a couple of phones set up and do some streaming on the side. They likely didn't go with the RPS because of the small depth of the WAN switch. Yeah, that's probably my initial thought as well, because it looks quite slim. It looks like the aggregation switch, the really slim one that they have, the 8-port one. So it's probably something like that. That's why. Doesn't the WAN switch, Matt? Yes, it does kind of alleviate the need to switching. So what you would have had to do previously is if you had your ISP coming in, this is really hard to do without drawing it, but say you had your internet connection coming in and you wanted to split it across 2 gateways on your shadow mode, you would have had to run it into a switch. And then from that switch, you plug it into the 2 gateways, so it has the ISP connectivity on both, and then obviously it would fail over automatically. What this WAN switch does is it kind of gets rid of the WAN switch that you probably previously had. You plug your ISP into the WAN switch, and then you connect your 2 gateways to it. And yeah, you're right, especially with multi-WAN, you get away with the multiple switches again, and you can basically have 2 of them with 2 ISPs coming in, and then it fails over between the 2. So yes, it definitely does alleviate the need to switch cables between them, but you probably could have done that with another switch if you wanted to do so. So I can definitely see the need for it. I like the idea of it. I think some people might complain maybe at the price of it, but look, I'm not going to give my full opinion just yet until I get a hold of the product and see if it can do anything else. It fits the aesthetic. It sits in nicely. It's a few small cables, so for me, it's a win-win, and it makes life a lot easier, especially when you're deploying shadow mode with the 2 gateways. It just makes life that little bit easier. Let's see. Did I have anything on my list to talk about today? Let's have a look. I didn't go through, I guess, the April releases, so maybe that's something I'll save to talk about next week, where we can go through some of the other things that were released. I don't think there was anything major. A few of the items, and there was a few accessories as well. So I don't think there was anything major that got released, but maybe that's something we can cover next week. And I think at that point, I'm going to almost wrap this up. So any more questions, just drop them down below. And we'll have one last quick look at this. I know you can't see my screen at the moment, but you will in just a few moments. So if I quickly go here. Yeah, I don't think there was anything, other than the switches and a bunch of accessories. Obviously, Network 9.1, if you don't have that yet, go ahead and get that updated. There's some really cool features in there, so go and check that video if you want to check it out. But yeah, I think at that point I will call it an evening, and hopefully we will be back next week with another live stream. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.